The US has already called for a joint response to Chinese economic coercion in working-level talks with G7 nations. It has asked for the matter to be on the agenda.
The US-China trade war didn't just start today. Since August 1st, 2019, Donald Trump had issued a 10% levy on every product imported from China. And you know that China has been and has always been the highest exporter of goods to the US. And this effect took place from September 1st, 2019. It was issued by Donald Trump August 1st, 2019. This 10% tariff. And even in previous years, we've had cases. The previous year, 2018, we had a case where Donald Trump issued 25% levy on over $250 billion worth of Chinese goods coming into the United States. All these things will cause lots of issues between the different countries and in fact can affect the macro. Remember that just last week we had the JP Morgan earnings, and JP Morgan, Citigroup and Wells Fargo dropped their earnings, and that was the only instance where we had the market really boost up, like the US dollar really boost up. If you go look at the DXY chart, you're going to see that it's I think the change for the day was about 1%, which is huge on the DXY, and it has actually been the only bull move that has occurred in over 30 days. So it shows that the macro view for the US dollar is actually still bearish at the moment. Imagine if China is importing close to $4 trillion worth of goods into the USA. They'll be charged $400 billion for all those goods. So it tells on them. It tells on them and their corporations. Remember, the game of business is the game of big corporations, the game of the government. Who sponsors the government? The big corporations. Once you follow the money, you know where all these things start from. So the US and the China conflict for the Federal Reserve power, reserve of the world reserve currency, is not just a war that started today. It started since all this time. So there have been trading sanctions and disputes against each other, and the trade war has been going on, even resulted in the Ukraine versus Russia clash that claimed a whole lot of lives. So just shifted the blame around Russia and Ukraine. Meanwhile, it's actually a NATO versus BRICS war right there. We're going to be seeing how does this affect the US dollar, how can we capitalize on it when we are trading. We'll see more about it. 2 weeks ago, China struck back at the US chip maker with the Beijing security review. China struck back at Micron technology with a cybersecurity review of their firm. And Micron technology has very deep roots in China. This review that they dropped 2 weeks ago might have serious ramifications for other foreign businesses, which include US and British businesses that are based in China. Being that the Micron technology sales worldwide would have about 11% of its stake coming from China in 2022 alone, and this is down from 50% of its sales 5 years earlier. So they have taken close to a 39% hit on a loss in sales from China due to the trade war that has been going on since. And you know how much this is going to hurt the business executives and the big corporations. When top Chinese officials had announced an event for top US and American and British business executives 2 weeks ago, the intending message for this event was that China is open for business. This was close to a 5-day event, but by the end of the week, the fearsome Chinese regulators had issued a totally different signal. They had dropped a cybersecurity review on Micron technology. And you know, Micron technology is one of the biggest chip makers, if not the biggest chip maker in the world right now. You know how that's going to affect the two countries, because once it affects the US, it's also going to affect China. Remember back in mid-February, China had imposed sanctions on top US defense contractors Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. These penalties are seen as highly symbolic, and it could have a serious derailing effect on the US-China attempts to resolve disputes. Even as far back as mid-December, China had introduced the WTO, which is World Trade Organization, disputes against the sanction that was leveled by the US on their semiconductor. The US had introduced the Semiconductor Controls Experts sanction against China, which was given by the US Department of Commerce. So China responded with the WTO dispute, telling the WTO that the reason for the dispute is to earn legitimate rights in order for them to buy and develop advanced semiconductors, which the US is actually gunning for the right to that, exclusive right, especially exclusive right to that. Not as if they cannot all develop on their own, but the US wants an exclusive right on that chip right there. So Ben Kosrozawa, an expert at the US-China trade relations at Hogan Lovells, said that this case given by China through the WTO dispute is meant to cut away from the fact that China is usually perceived as an unfair actor in the global trading world. The sponsor of today's video is Kptforex. Kptforex is a forex broker handling over $300 billion worth of transactions for traders since 2000, and they've been around since that time till now, with fast execution, instant execution, and no spreads, no commissions. They have proven themselves to be the best broker for you. So go right now in my description box and click the link there to register with your email and your password and get immediate access to 30% or 100% bonus on every deposit you make with Kptforex. So how does the BRICS versus NATO war affect us as forex traders? The bulk of the forex market is moved through the highest currency there is, which is the US dollar. So if you are trading on the market and the major pairs with the high liquidity are paired with the US dollar, you know that there's going to be a higher macro trend when you are trading on GBP USD, AD USD, NZD USD, any pair that you choose to trade. So now you're going to be affected, and you need to understand how you're going to be affected on the long run. So despite the fact that we are 100% technical analysts here at Kptforexacademy, sometimes I'd like to look at the fundamental side and see how it's going to affect me and affect my trade on the macro level. So the way it's looking is looking at as if on the macro, you might see the US dollar losing and getting weaker over the next coming months. You want to look out for that. That means you might be getting a lot of bullish moves on pairs like gold, GBP USD ADs, and some bearish moves on pairs like USD JPY and USD CAD. So you can use the analysis to capitalize and enter trades within the macro direction with day trading entries, making sure your technical analysis is at 100%. You can have the higher edge with that. What then is my take on all these conflicts happening? The conflict between Micron and the Chinese regulators. Because Micron has lost a whole lot of liquidity. Imagine losing 37% of your sales because of a trade war between your country and the country which produces those sales for you. It's a whole lot to lose. And you know that the corporations run the government. The corporations eat the most when government goes in their favor, and corporations also lose the most when government goes in their favor. This is why being a politician is one of the best jobs you can have, because you can make money on all sides. You can make money on all sides because you are a politician, right? So the corporations are going to serve your interest. The opposition will also serve your interest, and you also always find a way to make it out. So Micron is currently suffering at the hands of the Chinese population and the regulators, and this has escalated to the war as well. The Ukraine and Russia war is not just Ukraine versus Russia, it's actually a NATO versus BRICS war, because Ukraine is under the governorship of the NATO and Russia obviously is a BRICS nation. So we might be seeing a whole lot of volatile moves, a lot of volatility will be coming into the Forex market, especially of the major players. Find a way to capitalize on it. The last trade we had on Friday was so amazing, the JP Morgan earnings trade. A whole lot of you cashed out in that trade. I had a trader one of the traders that cashed over $10,000 in that trade, about $10,000, and I was so happy for him. Personally, I cashed out over $6,000, which is about 27 million naira in that trade, and it was really amazing for me, and I'm enjoying my profit really, as you can see. Yeah. So, if you want to learn more about this, do sign up for the Kptforexacademy mentorship program. The link is down below in the description box. And if you want to learn, it's there. You ask me any question you want, and you learn about it. You learn how to trade profitably for a very minute fee. Imagine learning how to make $10,000 monthly for a fee of $400 only, and imagine being able to earn the same $10,000 if you don't want to earn with the signal room of $100 only. Just imagine it. Imagine where else would you see that kind of thing in the world. That is what you get here with the Kptforexacademy mentorship. So you can sign up for that or for the signal room. Just buzz me up with the link down below and you get immediate access to it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Please don't hesitate to subscribe, turn on post notification, like, and drop a comment, share with your friends, and be happy, stay safe, good luck and good trading. Want to see more content like this? Do not hesitate to smash the subscribe button and destroy the like, turn on post notification, comment and share to your friends. I'm going to see you all in the next one.